Chapter 5. How it Works. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not completely give themselves to this simple program. Usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. There are such unfortunates. They are not at fault. They seem to have been born that way. They are naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. Their chances are less than average. There are those, too, who suffer from grave emotional and mental disorders, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. Our stories disclose in a general way what we used to be like, what happened, and what we are like now. If you have decided you want what we have and are willing to go to any length to get it, then you are ready to take certain steps. At some of these we balked. We thought we could find an easier, softer way, but we could not. With all the earnestness at our command, we beg of you to be fearless and thorough from the very start. Some of us have tried to hold on to our old ideas, and the result was nil until we let go absolutely. Remember that we deal with alcohol, cunning, baffling, powerful. Without help, it is too much for us. But there is one who has all power. That one is God. May you find him now. Half measures availed us nothing. We stood at the turning point. We asked his protection and care with complete abandon. Here are the steps we took, which are suggested as a program of recovery. 1. We admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. 2. Came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3. Made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. 4. Made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5. Admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6. We're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. 7. Humbly asked him to remove our shortcomings. 8. Made a list of all persons we had harmed, and became willing to make amends to them all. 9. Made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10. Continued to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. 11. Sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood him, praying only for knowledge of his will for us and the power to carry that out. 12. Having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs.
Here's another one. I've been sober a long time. My life's manageable now. I can drink now. That's called mental obsession. So if I truly have no power over a mental obsession, I truly have no power over the phenomenon of craving once I put the alcohol in my body, how can I possibly have a manageable life? So see, basically, step 1 tells me this. I have no power and I need a new manager. That's basically what it's saying. Okay. Page 36. Page 36, 2 lines from the bottom of the page. Page 36, 2 lines from the bottom. He had much knowledge about himself as an alcoholic. Yet all reasons for not drinking were easily pushed aside in favor of the foolish idea that he could take whiskey if only he mixed it with milk. Page 39. Page 39, paragraph 1, line 5. Page 39, paragraph 1, line 5. But the actual or potential alcoholic, with hardly an exception, will be absolutely unable to stop drinking on the basis of self-knowledge. So stop and ask yourself, can I stop drinking on the basis of self-knowledge? Maybe that's the key. Yeah, that's it. Information, knowledge. I need knowledge. After all, we are in an era of information. That's it. I need info, input. Give me more input. Yeah. That's the ticket. Yeah, that'll keep me sober. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to find out who's an alcoholic. If you truly believe that you have no power over mental obsession, over the phenomenon of craving, and that your life is unmanageable. Let's turn to page 30. Page 30, paragraph 2. Page 30, paragraph 2. We learned that we had to fully concede to our innermost selves that we were alcoholics. This is the first step in recovery. The delusion that we are like other people, or presently maybe, has to be smashed. You notice that the authors aren't saying that we have to fully concede to our sponsor or the group. You will have an opportunity to examine that in a moment. In addition to that, this is what I would encourage you to do. This is the same thing my sponsor had me do. Go home and sit with me, myself, and my soul and ask myself this question. Am I willing to concede to my innermost self that I have no power and that I need a new manager? Basically, if I say yes, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying yes, I had an abnormal reaction. Yes, I did experience the phenomenon of craving. No sufficient reason was enough to keep me sober. I lost all control once I started to drink. And I have lost the power to choose whether I will or will not drink. So you see, what's most important is conceding to myself. As long as I'm clinging to the idea that I have some power, some knowledge, some information, some memory that's going to keep me sober, there's no room for step 2. Look what it says in step 2. Came to believe in what? A power greater than myself. So you see, if I'm still clinging to the idea inside of me I have some power, there's no room for that, is there? And that has been my experience. That's what happened to me in that 12 years I was bouncing in and out of these rooms. I was never willing to concede to my innermost self that I have no power. I was convinced that I had the answer, that I was smarter than everyone else, that I could still choose to not drink, that self-knowledge was the key. I was convinced of it. My behavior, my experiences illustrates that. If I truly believe that I don't have the power, what am I doing testing it? I'm going to drink no matter what. See, I'm faced with that every single morning that I wake up. Well, I'm going to drink today. Today's the day. I'm going to drink. Why? Because I'm going to drink no matter what. That's why I've learned to resort to the spiritual principles, the spiritual practices, like prayer, meditation, evening review, working with others, telling other people what's going on with me. So everybody that is here to take the steps, please stand. We are going to consider the questions that I've just reviewed, and we'll go around the room one at a time, After you answer, please be seated. And I will begin. Am I willing to concede to my innermost self that I'm an alcoholic? Yes. Okay.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Congratulations. My hope for you is that you had a first step experience, and what I mean by that is this. I was taking this guy through the steps, and we went through this. We spent a great deal of time on these 43 pages, and we got to the end, and I said, so, how's it feel knowing that there's absolutely nothing you can do to keep yourself sober? He said, oh, it feels pretty good. I went, what? We overlooked something here, okay? It's not supposed to feel good. If you're feeling good, you probably did not have a first step experience. Consider it. If you are a real alcoholic, how promising does it sound that there's nothing you can do to keep you sober? Is that going to make me feel good? Of course not. I'm supposed to have that experience. Now I'm in a position to seek power. So, I'm not going to leave you hanging there. I'd like to give you a little bit of hope before you leave. Okay, let's turn to page 46. Page 46, paragraph 2, line 5. Page 46, paragraph 2, line 5. This is part of the second step. This is what we have to look forward to. As soon as we admitted the possible existence of a creative intelligence, a spirit of the universe underlying the totality of things, we began to be possessed of a new sense of power and direction, provided we took other simple steps. Check out the key word new. It doesn't say sense of power. You're not going to get sense of power. I'm going to receive new sense of power. New, that means unlike anything I've ever experienced before. Wow. New direction. Not direction, new direction. I'm going to receive power like I've never experienced it before, and I'm going to have a direction to go that I've never had before. Does that sound wonderful? How many people in here want that? Yeah, me too. That's what we have to look forward to. In preparation for next week, I would recommend that you read pages 44 to 71. To prepare us for steps 2, 3, and 4. So this week we're going to read pages 44 to 71 until we meet next week. I want to welcome all of you to the fellowship of the Spirit, and those of you that are on your way to being rocketed into the fourth dimension. Congratulations for what you've done today, and thank you.